Hey, church family, this is Pastor Kirk with a weekly update for you. Wanted to just point our attention to a key scripture in the Bible for the idea of church. We've been going through on Wednesday nights studying about community life and how to be a biblical community together. And so I want to remind us of this passage. I'm going to read 1 Peter chapter 2, verse 5, where it says this. It says, "You yourselves are like living stones being built up as a spiritual house to be a holy priesthood, to offer spiritual sacrifices acceptable to God through Jesus Christ." I love the imagery that the church, in a sense, is the new temple. All of us as stones built together to be where the praise of God dwells in our lives, connected together. I wanted to say, though, one thing you see in this verse is it says that you're being built up as a spiritual house. This takes time. The community of Christ is always being built together, and Jesus is the one who builds his church, and he's bringing stone upon stone. He's refining and shaping each stone, and then he's putting us together, and we're in that process. You know that we've been in this process of being a church that's being revitalized. That is a lot like a brand new church, a church plant, and it doesn't feel like it all the time because some of you have been around for a long time. Some of you have seen different seasons of the past, but truly we are right now as stones coming together, being brought together by the Lord to build up a house for his praise. Okay, so I just want to remind us of that it's a process, and let patience have its perfect work. If you remember, right when I came back in February, a short 8 months ago, that's one of the things I said. There's going to be a lot of change. There's going to be the gospel, and there's going to be the need for patience because things happen sometimes different or more slowly, sometimes more quickly than we expect. And all of that is part of God building us together as a house for his praise. So I wanted to remind you of that. And with that, this week, you'll see in your bulletins on Sunday, if you're there, and I want to give you an opportunity that not only are we living stones being built together, but some of the way that happens is we need to get to know each other as stones that are being put together. And right back in the beginning, when I got to Cole Community Church, I had an idea that came to me, I think, through prayer. And that idea was to do a series of videos called Remembrance Stones. If you know what that is, that's based on Joshua chapter 4. And in Joshua chapter 4, God's people were crossing over the Jordan River, going into the promised land. And as they crossed the Jordan River, the Lord instructed the priests and those people to get stones from the river, pile them up so that they could be seen. And after that, he said that when their children would ask their fathers in time to come, what do these stones mean? Then he said, you'll let your children know Israel passed over the Jordan on dry ground. For the Lord your God dried up the waters of the Jordan for you until you passed over, as the Lord your God did to the Red Sea, which he dried up for us as we passed over, so that all the peoples of the earth may know the hand of the Lord is mighty, and that you may fear the Lord your God forever. You see, God had them set up these remembrance stones so that the next generation would know how mighty and how great God was. So what I want to do, with your volunteer permission and participation, is to gather as many of you that have been a part of Cole for a long season or that have been Christians for a long time. And I want to give you an opportunity to tell your story, to meet me right here in this podcast studio with our video crew, and to actually just take some time to tell us something important that you've seen in your relationship with God. Tell us something that you've learned in your walk with Christ, and tell us something about the history of Cole Community Church that you've been a part of, so that we can have a cache of videos stored up, little stones built together, so that whatever God does in the next generation, those stories speak into the lives of our church family. And so this series will be called Remembrance Stones. You'll see in your bulletin a way to sign up, either with a QR code, or you can just email me directly. And I would love to sit here with as many of the longtime members of Cole Community Church as possible. I already have one person online, my friend Erling Klein. She's already promised to come here and sit with me, so I'm super excited about that. If you would like to take part in that, please, I think you'll be able to click on a link here in the email or sign up through the QR code or by emailing me from the information in the bulletin. So really, that's all I wanted to say this week. We are living stones being built up together for the worship of God. We've got to be patient. He's building us. And then secondly, we need your stories to be a part of that. And as new people listen to your stories, we'll get to know each other even better. So please take part in that if you can. And until next week, God bless you guys.